Hello everyone. In this video we will see what makes Affinity one of the most complete software. Let's take a quick view at what Affinity has to give. The interface is made simple and easy for everyone. And it starts with the price, which is extremely low and it's a lifetime payment. Let's jump into the iPad edition, which is, in my opinion, one of the best software for mobile devices. A company that still listen to their users' feedback and make their best to actually improve their software. To illustrate what we just seen, I will be showing and explaining each tool of Affinity Designer by starting with the first panel, which is at the top. We have 4 panels in Affinity. We have the setting, the left panel that we see on left, and we have the right panel. And to finish, there is another panel that corresponds to each tool, which is the bottom one. In this panel, you will be able to control many features that will help you improve your workflow. Here you have the snapping panel, which allows you to control the magnetism. This one, as you can see, allows you to do stuff like this. Then we have this one, corner tool, allows you to do this. Stuff like this. You can change it like that, like this, like this, like this. Then we can convert it and actually remake the process. Make it like this, improve the detail, the layer, and create a pixel layer like this. Got this one. As you can see, it's directly a vector layer. So I'm using the pencil to create this form, and you can select a different brush, for example. As you can see, it's pretty complete. You can always change and edit how it looks like by holding this. It shows this thing. You can change the library where you want it to be. So we can make stuff like this. Then we have the vector brush tool. We have a live preview of the brush. You can make a bunch of stuff. Can see. Then we have the pen tool, this one. You can control the movement properly. Let's switch to normal. This one. Boom. Let's go. Make things by holding a finger on the screen. It allows me to select the perfect angle I want. One finger give me this interaction. Two finger give me the angle. Three finger go back to the normal mode. If I do this, as you can see. Then we have the gradient tool. So let's create a quick quick gradient. I think it's the most simple way to make gradient and really fast. That's why my library is pretty big. It's well made, it's simple and really fast. So basically I can make this, as you can see. Shape tool allows you to create different form, but also have a smart corner tool option. The corner tool allows you to control each point separately. This is the color picker tool. You can drag into the surface to pick any color you want, like it's the case with this gradient. Just by selecting and dragging the cursor, I can see the color that is preview in the square. Just by clicking there, it allows me to select specific color that is going to apply to this box, to this one. So if I do this, it's gonna select and auto apply it to my rectangle, to my square. It's a square actually. So doing this allows me to have a live view of the color I want. You can zoom so it's a bit more accurate. As you can see, You can save this gradient by going there. Quick word before adding a gradient to your library, make sure the selection that contain the gradient is right selected. In this case, it's the case. Make zero sense, I know, but you have to select the gradient to add it to the library. Sometime when you make a gradient, it will select a color, so be careful. If you add it, it's gonna add the color to the library. You have to select the square or the rectangle that has the right gradient to add it to the library. Now let's take a quick view to the movement. In this case, I use the pencil, so I'm holding the square. Now with one finger, I have the angle movement. I can play with different angle. By holding two finger, I got to duplicate the square. Three finger, I duplicate my square and I get the angle option as well. If you want to hide the UI, click on the icon on top right corner and it's simply going to hide every panel. From now, we've finished with the left panel. Now we're gonna switch to the right panel. So we first go with the top menu, and in this menu we have the color. So you can play with the color. You have different type of mode like color wheel. This is the stroke menu. You have different options, also advanced mode that allows you to push the detail and get outstanding result. In this case, I will be playing with the path. I will be able to replace the path with a brush path, and you can also change and edit your path in the way you want it to look like. So in this case, you can also change the end of your path, make it smaller, make it longer, and even select a specific form for it. Now I will show you something that is exclusive to Affinity, which is the fusion mode that allows you to erase a specific part of your shape. In this case, I got to duplicate my form, put it in erase mode, and it's simply going to erase the section that is below. Be careful, if I place this square behind, it's not showing the transparency because it's removing the rectangle. I got to place it in a group like it's the case here to see the transparency. Now we have the appearance panel. It allows you to have a lot of stroke, like for real. You can actually add a ton of stroke and play and make it really different. I will be showing you how much you can actually add, and it's actually impressive to see how perfect it is because it's just a mobile device's software and it's actually powerful. So in this case, I added another stroke and I can actually add another one and another one. It can be really complex. And for each of the stroke, you can actually change the fusion mode. That allows you to make something even more complex. And if you do that, you can also add the layer style. You can add a ton of stuff. As you can see here, I'm playing with the transparency like I did with the past example, and it's working really well. Now we're gonna play with the movement of the shape. By holding one finger, I can scale it. Two finger allows me to make it larger or thinner. And three finger allows me to scale it from the center of the shape. Now let's switch to the library. So as you can see on the right, we have a panel where I created different category that allows me to stock some icon I use a lot. So in this case, I just added this Figma icon. As you can see, it saves absolutely everything inside it. It keeps the layer style, the logo stays as vector, everything is vectored and nothing changed. If I want to, let's suppose add a square behind it, like let's add a red square, I simply add it to the group, then switch back to the library, click on the right icon, this one, and add it. If I add another one, scale it, nothing changed, it's perfectly scaled. You can select anything, it can be color, it can be render, anything, everything allows you to stay on the software and simply design. Like you don't need to switch to internet if you make your library well. All you're gonna do is improve your workflow, be more effective, and most importantly, have fun. Now, let's take a quick view at the Unsplash integration, Pixabay and Pixel. So this free integration allows you to find any picture. So in this case, I typed blue, so it's gonna show me everything that corresponds to blue or have blue in this in his name and put it on the panel. So here we have a picture that is original resolution. So as you can see, if you have a good internet, you will never have to go on Google or anything. All you'll have to do is stay and just design and be effective. Not losing time, it's a big time saving, like it's a game changer and it works well. From now, I'm currently preparing a quick presentation for a future logo that I will be making in the video. So just playing with form. For the moment, I start to have some idea. So just playing with shape and color, starting to give some inspiration. Let's say it's easily my favorite moment in the video. We finally have a phone call. Something useful that I never seen in Photoshop as well is the layer style scaling mode. That means every effect you will put on your layer style, by activating this mode, will scale the effect. That means there is nothing losing, and it's gonna be perfectly synced with the current scaling. Finally, nothing better to explain everything we've seen with a demo. So in the next few minutes, we'll be doing a rebrand presentation and a logo. So starting with using few tools that we've seen and showing you what my daily workflow and process consist in. Now we have the adjustment panel. We have a bunch of important things to make your process even more interesting. So you can change color, play with white and black color, make it well balanced, everything you need to make your design better. As you can see, we got levels, we got inverting mode, we got the gradient tool, which is the same on left. Here I can pick the exact color I'm looking for this change, so I can select properly the color I want to edit. I can select a larger range so I can change the color even more better and be even more effective. Later in the demo, I will be able to show you another way to change your image color simply by adding a color like it's a shape, but inside the image it's gonna basically add a color as overlay and change the color of the image. Now the font panel, something that is really complete. It have a ton of option, even stuff that I don't even use myself, but maybe it could be useful for different uses in different field. And honestly, it's something really, really complete. Like we got two mode of text, so the normal mode and the area mode, which is the one I'm using right now. Now I will be using the selection tool and select the text, and I will be giving different nature for the text, like it's the case now. So I'm not holding the bottom point. So I'm holding like few pixels at the bottom of it, and it allows me to change the nature of the box. Finally, you will have the chance to see one of the quickest logo making ever. So just watch and have fun. Only a few seconds left. Few more, a little more. Almost done. What's happening? Boom. It's done. The logo is finished. And from now I'm going to do a presentation with it and make it the best presentation possible. Now just playing with rotation just to see what we can get. Maybe something original. Even this rotation is actually cool, but what I'm going to show you is that you can go even more far with the presentation of the logo and make it even more different by playing with the stroke menu and its setting. So let's keep going. Now we have the stroke activated, so it starts to look great. Let's make it a bit more large. Let's suppose I'm missing a little bit motivation and inspiration. Let's switch the view. Maybe I want to see what it looks like it's the case here. I want to see the outline. So I'm seeing the outline. Boom, I have more inspiration. The needed inspiration that will actually give me the future name, and the name is gonna be A raise because it's what has been think of when I changed the view mode, and it actually fit because we got an eraser and the A in the logo. Now I will be showing you how extremely amazing the zoom is. As you can see on top right on the navigator, the zoom is not stopping. It's full vector, and it's actually billion and billion zoom. And if I make a square, I can actually hide a square or a full text in it without anyone ever paying attention to it. It can be funny in some way. Let's suppose you have an annoying customer, you hide some stuff in his logo and send him only the vector version. It can be some funny joke like I'm actually doing, and no one ever sees it except if you maybe zoom in it. So if you're getting a bit lost or you missed some step, you can always go back with the history mode. If you are even more lost in the software, you have a guide icon. If you click on it, it will reveal absolutely every name of the tool, like it's the case now. So we have different persona at the top. We have the designer persona, the pixel, and the export persona. I should be making a video soon on the latest persona, which is the export. So, like I told you, you can change the color directly on the picture just by going to the color panel and adding a color. And just with the color wheel, you can rotate and actually give some kind of animation. Like, could be nice if you got something to present to a customer, just so you can imagine how it could looks like. So I'm adding another picture just to show you how it works with a picture that have a lot of color. It's working the same way, and it can give some really interesting view for your presentation and make it even more interesting. Like it's the case now, I'm currently working on the final step of the presentation of my logo, and it's going to start to take form. Right now I'm playing with the Gaussian blur directly inside the layer style, and as we did before, you can also control the scaling with the blur, so it's really cool. an extra tutorial to show you how to use the symbol panel. I will be making a new friend for Pop. Have fun! Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I tried to do my best to share with you my knowledge and my experience through this software. For me, it has completely changed my workflow. I wish you a good day, a good night, everything good, and don't forget to practice daily if you want to see an improvement.